Keeping venomous reptiles is an unforgiving hobby, requiring proper training and lots of experience. One simple mistake can be the difference between life and death. Remember, the most venomous snake in the world is the one that just bit you. There are no venomous snakes with training wheels. Just because you see Viperkeeper handle snakes a certain way does not mean you should try it too.
For listening.
Good.
I just said to Lori, I said, go ahead and shoot me for a moment, and I was like, oh, well, no, that came out wrong. Come out and video me for a moment. Refuse the scraggly look. This is my new motif. I don't shave on a daily basis now, so I look scraggly, but I don't care. At any rate, thank you to everybody who's stuck with me. I am adding this part to the video because I need to shout out to a fan named Bain, who hails from Indiana. I won't say where and a last name and stuff, but Bain was very, very kind. Bain sent me a note. Actually, it came through work, and there's sort of a funny story, you know. Work didn't know quite what to do with it because it was addressed to Al Koritz / Viperkeeper, and not everybody who collects the mail at work understands the Viperkeeper part, but at any rate, I get this call from finance that there's an envelope for me, and they bring it over to my laboratory, and I'm at work, and it's the end of the day, and I open it, and I am very surprised by the very large and gracious contribution to the lair in the sum of a fairly significant check. Bain, I don't know who you are. I have to call you when I get a moment and chat with you a bit, but thank you so much. This will go towards feeding the inhabitants of the lair, the ones that are left. As you know, I'm moving closer towards retirement. 2 reasons. One, taking a bite at this age with all the other things that are wrong with me, and on top of that, stressing poor Mrs. Viperkeeper when she has to ride herd over the local physicians when they work with the snakebite experts I do, and get me back on my feet and stuff. So we've gotten rehomed many of the very dangerous snakes. I have anti-venom, unlike other people, for everything I currently keep. We won't go into that. But again, Bain, thank you so much. It takes the financial stress off because the YouTube videos are only basically making a third, actually a quarter of what I used to make because YouTube is taking all the revenue and not giving it to their people who actually produce content. And interestingly enough, the content on the taipan bite and my commentary on that got a huge number of views. Which is strange and actually disheartening because people are more into drama than they are, you know, learning about the actual animals and what makes them tick and stuff. So I found this it was like, wow, but very distressing at the same time. I really wish I didn't have to do that sort of video, but it affects the venomous keeping community, and I consider myself one of the leaders of or liaison between professional and private keepers, so I felt that it was necessary for me to do that. But do I really have to do that sort of thing in order to, keep viewership up? It would seem so. I'm a scientist from, ever. And I work on data, and I can show you the charts that Google, YouTube provides, and it just blew everything away that I've done in the past 8 or 9 years for views in a single day. But at any rate, thank you everybody for sticking with Mrs. Viperkeeper and myself. She's doing much better. Thank you for all the kind words that you said about her. Lori really didn't realize how much she is part of what I do here, and she now recognizes that she's as important as I am in this operation. So
thank you everyone, much appreciated.
And I'm glad she's also back on an even keel. We've temporarily canceled, hopefully permanently canceled, the procedure that was planned. Medication seems to be controlling it. So for now, we're very happy to have Mrs. Viperkeeper back to essentially normal, if you can ever call her normal for marrying a snake person like me. And I am just so fortunate to have her. So with that, we'll continue with the feedings. Bain, I'll be in touch. Please be patient. Life is crazy right now because of several behind the scenes things that are going on with employment right now. Or perhaps even grab the turd.
Yeah,
Stop!
we're trying to get the poop out of there, dummy. Oh, God.
I told you that was a bad idea.
Wow. You silly snake. We were just trying to get the poop away from you so you didn't eat that by accident. And you almost did it anyway, you dummy.
Are you going to be butthurt, or are you going to actually take this? Okay, we're going to go slow so it cools down a little bit so you don't burn your tongue. Even though your tongue's inside of a sheath and should be protected, but there you go. I'm sorry.
Happy death adder.
We had to extract some processed mouse from his cage, or her cage actually, and it struck the forceps about 6 times and went after the poo a couple of times, but all's well that ends well. And
Got a mouthful of mouse instead of poop.
yes,
That's the whole idea.
yes, well, okay, mouse poop is preferable over my fingers.
Well, this is true. This is true.
So, now, that one's head is in the way back. I don't know what we can see. Now, that one just sheds, so this one is probably somewhere close to shedding. So maybe that's why it's not in the ready feed me position. Oh, although she's been striking and releasing recently, maybe because it's hot. But we do have a happy death adder, so that's a good sign. So we'll leave her be. Now let's go down to the rough death adder, which is always a rough one to feed because... Wait, are you looking for something? Huh? Have you misplaced your mouse already? All right.
There you go.
Now everything is right. See how dysfunctional our snakes are?
They're special.
It's happy though. All right, so down to the dangerous one. I can see already slight movement. Unlike the others, I'm not going to use my fingers with good reasoning behind that. My. No, I'm not going to try to. They always think I'm trying to take it from them, but I really believe in my heart that they're just worried about, they think this is a live prey and they think it's going to get away, so they really sort of go at it. She's sort of nice and healthy. Don't see much of her backbone. I've been feeding these guys larger prey items right now because they were looking a little thin because I was feeding them hoppers and not adult mice. So I think since they filled out a little bit, I will go back to feeding a little bit smaller meals to them because we don't like obese snakes here at the lair.
Well, yes, and these, of course, don't move that much, so they're ambush predators.
True enough.
Bye, pretty girl.
Another highly dangerous creature. Believe me, if you get your finger in that mouth, it's gonna hurt. You're gonna bleed, and
Look at the size of those jaws.
yeah, it's gonna hurt. Easy, easy. Yes, okay, there you go, buddy.
They crush snails with those jaws.
Well, my fingers are not snails, so don't crush them. Hi, bud. Everybody thinks I'm going to take it from them again. It's like, here, try this. Nope, nope, nope. I changed my mind. All right, so now Corny. Corny will generally nip you if you get in the way of him and the mouse. Here. There you go, bud. Oh, that's your typical constrictor in action. Isn't he a beautiful corn snake? And he was going to become food for some other snake, so I gave the guy $5 for him and grew him from a little worm to this big old corn snake. Come on, go back in there.
Yeah, he needs a cage cleaning too.
Yep.
I haven't been well enough to do any of this.